It's Sunday and I am having dinner in bed. I'm just not feeling that well. My foot is hurting, so decided to take a day, elevate the foot, and give it a break. And Bill made dinner, some mashed potatoes and gravy, and then some chicken from the grocery store. And I've got a thigh and a leg. That's it. That's dinner today. Hello, hello. It is a Monday. And I am just getting home from work and getting dinner started. I am not feeling really that great today. I think it's an allergy thing. And you know how that just kind of makes you feel tired and sluggish. So I think I just want a pot of some good old spicy goulash. It's going to be American goulash. It's just what I've always made. And I know exactly how I want it. I do have a pot with some ground beef cooking here next to me, right over here. And I'm getting this onion and bell pepper diced up. I'm going to put it right in with the meat and give it some time to cook. Get soft before we start adding our macaroni. I'm going to add some minced garlic as well. And because I need to breathe, I'm going to add some crushed red pepper. That's how we like it. Yeah. And some tomatoes. I don't know. I might have some rotel around here. I'm not sure. If not, we'll just figure it out. Hopefully I have some kind of tomato. If not, I'll look for salsa. Whatever works. Might just do the salsa too, just to use it up. My bell pepper is a little on the sorry side, but it's just wrinkly. It's still going to taste good. It's not slimy or anything like that. And since we're cooking them down anyway, it's not going to matter too much. Just giving myself a little bit more room on my cutting board. Throw them right in the pot. Alright, so I don't know if you can see down inside the pot or not, but I just have those onions and peppers in there with 2 pounds of ground beef. Oh my goodness, let's start over. Doing some salt, some black pepper, about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Now I'm adding some crushed red pepper. And I'm using about a teaspoon of this broth base. It's beef flavored. But I found that that is very salty. So I didn't want to use too much. Alright, gonna give that a mix. I did find 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. And I have about 1/3 of a jar of salsa. So just to use it up, we're going to add that in. And I don't have any like tomato sauce or anything like that, so that's kind of why I wanted to use that salsa too. Just stir that around. Now I'm just adding liquid to the pot. And I'm just using the jar that the salsa was in. That's 3 and 4. And 1 more makes 5. I usually fill up my pot till it's like right up underneath the 2 screws where the handles attach. I'm going to turn my heat up, let that come to a boil, and then we'll add the pasta. All right, simmer down. And that is it. Just a couple minutes later and all the noodles are cooked up, and I'm just going to turn it down and let it just kind of sit here on low, and the noodles are going to soak up even more of that liquid. But I'm just not ready to eat yet, but it's here when I am. All right, that is it. It is all ready. I put some Parmesan cheese and a little more of the crushed red pepper flakes on top. And that is it. Nothing else going with this tonight. And I guess it doesn't really need it, right? Today's super quick and easy and kind of a little bit disgusting dinner is chili dogs. And just to save pans and time, I am just adding, I dropped some. Anyway, I'm just adding a can of no beans Hormel chili right into the pan with my hot dogs. And as you saw a little bit ago when I was getting these started, I'm using some cheese hot dogs and also some jalapeno. I can't remember what they were. I mean, it's been a minute since I threw it in the trash, the wrapper in the trash. But yeah, I forgot that easily. But I want to say it's like grillers, or basically a Polish sausage with jalapeno and cheese. And then maybe they're Johnsonville. I don't know. I would have to get the wrapper back out of the trash, which I'm not really in the mood to do. So, I'm just going to go with it. And normally I don't make chili dogs like this, but I don't know. I was like, why not? Alright, so I'm just going to turn that down very low and just let it sit and simmer. And the grocery store that I went to did not have any either. And so I'm not sure what's up with that, but I'll be eating my hot dogs on bread again tonight. All right, here is my chili dogs on sliced white bread, and I'm having a little bit of store-bought potato salad with it. And that is it for dinner. Very quick, very easy. It is what it is. And when the grandkids come, sometimes Grandma makes home-cooked meals. Sometimes Grandma orders pizza.
More.
Yes. As you know, breakfast for dinner is a pretty common thing around here. So I'm just melting some butter in a pan. And I have one of these Great Value ham steaks in my fridge. I'm just going to kind of cut out that middle part where there's a big chunk of fat, just so that it fits better in the pan. All right, after getting into it, I just discovered that, you know, the other side of that, what looked like fat, actually had quite a bit of meat on it. So I'm going to leave that in there too. It's just going to be a tight fit. And this ham is fully cooked, so all I'm going to do is just heat it up on both sides, and then I'll work on some eggs and maybe some biscuits, I don't know, toast, something like that. All right, I just have some frozen Great Value biscuits that I'm going to pop in the oven. All right, we're officially labeling this one a struggle meal. I have no eggs, so scratch breakfast for dinner. I did find some tater tots in the freezer, so we're going to just have dinner for dinner. Alrighty, here we go. Tater tots going in. Okay, yeah, the story of my life is, let's make something out of nothing, I guess. But all I'm doing is getting some frozen broccoli. I'm going to put it in a container, pop it in the microwave. I've seen other people do this before where they just steam it in the microwave and then put the lid on and just let it sit. But I know a lot of the people in the family are not going to want to go for the veggies. They're going to stick with the ham and the tater tots. But I'm having some broccoli. I got to have my veggies. I found this floating around in the fridge, so I'm going to see what I can do with it. Okay, let's see if we can make a plate. These biscuits are still piping hot, just got them out of the oven. So I want to hurry and make sure I get some butter on them. My butter is cold. Time for some tots. Now for me, I'm just going to make kind of like a broccoli tower here with my tater tots. And that queso cheese, I'm just going to just drizzle that right on top. And that is what's for dinner. Just using what we had. Like always, I guess. It's Saturday, and the last dinner of the week is going to be a crock pot dinner. Just putting some whole skinless, boneless chicken breasts into the crock pot. I have one big stalk of celery that I chopped up into really small pieces. Next, about a tablespoon of minced garlic, a little bit of salt, some black pepper, then I'm doing 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. I'm just adding the lid, gonna let it go for now, and then we'll be back to kind of spread it around. It's been a couple of hours. I'm not sure if this is ready yet, but that's what we're gonna do, is just check and see where we're at with this chicken. You see all of that juice that it's made. I'm gonna give it a chop. And yeah, the chicken's feeling a little tough yet, but whoops. Try not to slide your whole crock pot off the counter. So I'm just gonna, you know, zhuzh it around a little, get that soup and the liquid from the chicken mixed together, kind of smush the celery down in there. Normally I use cream of celery soup for that flavor, but decided just to keep it real simple when I did my order and just get the cream of chicken and then add some celery to it. All right, so that looks pretty good. We're not quite there yet, but that's okay. We'll come back here in another hour or so. Let's get that lid back on. Okay, now that I've got that chicken shredded up, I'm going to just add a bag of egg noodles. And then just mix that in. We're going to have to add a little bit more liquid to this, which is fine. I get instant hot water out of our water cooler, so I'm adding about 4 cans. Just going to mix that soup around in there. Those noodles down in there. And then that lid's going back on. All right, these are nice and tender, and we have some really good looking chicken and noodles here. So I'm just going to turn this down. And that is dinner for tonight. Okay, it is now 8 o'clock at night, and I am going to get the baked beans ready for tomorrow. It is Easter tomorrow, and I signed up for this. I always kind of regret when I say I'm going to bring something like a month before the holiday, and then it comes down to actually having to make it. Not always in the mood for what I was when I originally said I'd make it. So I'm just using 3 cans of Bush's baked beans. These are the country style. They're all the same, not sure why they're different colors. I believe what I have here is a tablespoon of brown sugar, so we're gonna do about 3 of those. Then let's do about a half of an onion. A little bit of mustard. This is just yellow mustard. And normally I would do some ketchup at this point, but I'm going to do a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's. I just happen to have a big bottle of it, so we're going to use it. And now that ground beef that I cooked earlier this morning, I'm going to add that. I did heat it up again, so it is a little bit crispy. But I hope that doesn't matter. I'm sure everybody will still like it. Now I'm just going to mix that all together. Now there's only one last thing to do for these baked beans, and that is add bacon. All right, and that is almost a whole pack, not quite. I have a couple strips left. Just gonna put those up for a different meal. I'm sure I will need it soon. All right, so the next dish that I'm taking was a request from one of my daughter-in-laws, and it is corn casserole or baked corn. A lot of people call it a lot of different things. And I'm just taking 3 cans of cream style corn and emptying it into the pan here. Next, I'm coming in with 3 packs of the Jiffy corn muffin mix. That's 1. That is 2. And 3. And I think she and I might be the only ones that like this dish. So I don't know why I'm making so much of it, but better have more than not enough, right? Oh, and I should have beat these eggs. All right, stop. Okay, yes, I did push the pause button and reach in there and grab that egg. I have made this before and didn't beat the egg first, and it is such a pain trying to get it all mixed up after the fact. So I just beat my eggs and poured them in there. I used 3 eggs. And now I'm using a 16-ounce can or container of sour cream. I have a feeling that this is going to bake over the top of this pan. I should have got a bigger one. Now I'm going to mix all of these ingredients together until it's well blended. And you can definitely just do this in a mixing bowl and then pour it into a greased pan if you want. Now that the corn and muffin and sour cream mixture is all mixed together, I'm just going to begin dotting the top with some butter. All right, our 2 Easter side dishes are in the oven now. It is now 10 p.m. and both of these dishes are out of the oven. I'm just going to let them cool before I wrap them up and put them in the fridge for tomorrow. And because Easter is on Sunday, that means that I will not be sharing footage of tomorrow's dinner until the following week. But here's just a little look ahead at some of our Easter food. And I hope everybody has a great weekend, and if you celebrate Easter, hope you have a happy Easter as well, and I will see you all in the next one.